This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So I'm really excited because internationals are back at the end of this month over in Europe, and we've got the qualifiers for the upcoming European Championship competition, and that's going to take place in Germany in the next edition. And the first round of qualifiers are going to take place. So in this video I'm going to just do a really first take prediction. We've got 6 days of results to look at. So we've got Thursday, Friday and Saturday for the first round, and then the same teams play again on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So let's take a look. I'm just going to do my initial reactions, predictions, my instinct, and based on what players are doing well in real life. And feel free to disagree with me and tell me I'm crazy in the comment section, and tell me what results you are expecting to see. And if you enjoy the video, click like. Okay, so Kazakhstan, Slovenia. Kazakhstan are doing better at home. Off the top of my head, though, I think they're on a break because of the weather conditions. They don't play over the winter, so they probably, their players aren't, they mostly play in their own country or in Russia, which has also been on a break up until the last couple of weeks. So it's a disadvantage for Kazakhstan to start at home. I think Slovenia are improving, ever improving, and I kind of feel that Slovenia have got a really good chance to get an away win here. Bosnia, Iceland. This one's a tricky one because both teams are on a downward spiral compared to where they were a couple of years ago when Bosnia qualified for the World Cup, Iceland qualified for the Euros, and I think the World Cup as well in Russia. So yeah, they're on, both of the teams are sort of on a little bit of a low point. I think, though, off the top of my head, Bosnia have got some good youngsters coming through, so at home I think Bosnia probably will squeak a result. Wouldn't be shocked with a draw. Okay, Denmark, Finland. That's tricky because Finland beat Denmark in the last Euros. Obviously that thing happened to Christian Eriksen and it never really should have carried on and been played later that day, but there we go. So yeah, there's I think Denmark at home, they had obviously a horrific World Cup, same as Wales and Belgium and a couple of other teams. So Denmark will want to get back to winning ways at home. Finland have got a good team though. They will not be easy to beat. I would not be shocked with a draw, but equally if Denmark get into full gear, which they never managed at the World Cup, then they could win this, 2 or 3. So I think I'm going to say Denmark win, but I wouldn't be shocked if Finland walked away with some sort of 0-0 draw either. They're a difficult team to beat nowadays. Okay, nice easy one for England. Just a trip to the San Siro to play Italy away. Yeah, they're going to have to be at their absolute best, aren't they, England? Italy are hurting after missing out of the World Cup, and 3 of their teams are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Another 2 or 3 are probably going to be in the quarterfinals of the Europa League and the Conference League, so their teams are doing really well. Their league is strong. It's probably one of the strongest it's been in some time, actually. England, though, England are England. They're always at a sort of, they've been good for a long time, so I expect them to not lose, really. I think they could get, it's either going to be like 1-0 to Italy or 0-0. So I'm going to say 1-0 to Italy, but absolutely would not be shocked if 0-0 or 1-1. England are really difficult to beat. I think I would be shocked if England walked away with like a 3-0 victory. I mean, it is of course possible, but Italy are so strong, particularly at home, so I don't envisage that happening. That would shock me, but 1-0 to Italy, I think. North Macedonia, Malta. Malta are a very weak team at the moment, so I'm going to say North Macedonia for the home win, but ever so slightly, because North Macedonia's strength is to defend deep and hit on the counter-attack, whereas Malta are going to be defending as well. So it's a difficult position for North Macedonia, because they are usually the underdog, and actually they're favourites here, so if it's a win, it's going to be like 1-0. It's not going to be any more than that, because Malta just will be very difficult for them to break down with their tactics. Portugal, I do not see the same thing happening against Liechtenstein. I think that will be a bloodbath. I rate Portugal as one of the best teams in the world, particularly with this squad of players that they've got coming through. I just hope Roberto Martinez does not ruin them. How did he get that job? He's a nice guy and everything. Did I ever tell you that, like, when I was in university in Swansea, he was playing for Swansea, and I served him coffee. Like, I worked in a coffee shop and I used to serve him coffee. And I was doing my degree in Spanish at the time, and I was all like nervous. I couldn't speak to him in Spanish. So yeah, I sort of met him when he was a player for Swansea, and he was an amazing coach for Swansea before he got poached. But I don't think he did a good job at Belgium at all. And this squad of Portuguese players, I'm just thinking, goodness me, I hope he doesn't ruin them, because they have the potential to be literally world beaters. Name me a weakness in this squad. I'll wait. Yeah, so hopefully he will get them going. Oh gosh, I hope. So Portugal to win like 4-0. San Marino at home to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland new coach. Maybe they'll have a spring in their step, but you know, obviously San Marino at home, very difficult to break down. Should win, but I hate, as a Welsh fan, I hate playing teams like this, because we just can't ever break them down. I'd rather a team be favourites and be all over us, and we counter-attack them and or get a free kick or a corner. But yeah, I hate playing these San Marino, Liechtensteins, Latvias. So 1-0 to Northern Ireland. Slovakia, Luxembourg. Luxembourg are doing so much better in recent years than they should be doing. Slovakia, though, are a good team. So I think Slovakia will win at home. Small victory, though, nothing big. Bulgaria, home to Montenegro. Bulgaria got a good result the last time I saw them play, actually. And Montenegro have got good individuals, but they're not as good as they were, say, 5 years ago. Maybe Bulgaria can get a nice early win in this group, 1-0, something like that. Austria, Azerbaijan, Austria to win. Maybe like 2-0. They've got a really good squad. Czechia against Poland. That is a tough one. Oof. Those two teams are going to be really pushing to get top in that group. I think Poland have got a new manager. Poland have got Santos, the ex-Portugal manager. But that doesn't mean they're going to be any more attacking, does it? They're probably going to be as defensive as they were, which is a shame because they got so much attacking talent. I kept saying this at the World Cup. I think a draw. Czechia have got a good team. Poland have got a good team. Notice that Czech Republic are now formally Czechia, the way that Turkey is now formally Turkiye. So they've changed their name formally for the football. Yeah, 0-0, I think. France, Netherlands. Wow, what a first game. France, obviously, World Cup finalists. The Dutch can beat anyone on their day. Cheeky draw in Paris for the Dutch, maybe? Like 1-1 or something? Yeah, I can see that happening. Greece are getting back to their old ways. I think that they will dispatch Gibraltar 2 or 3-0. But I've seen Gibraltar do a lot better at home. You know, if Greece aren't at their best, they could get a 0-0. But they won't win, but they might get a 0-0. So I think I've seen progress from Greece in recent matches. Moldova, Faroe Islands. That one's tricky. If the Faroe Islands are at home, I would actually think they could win that one, but maybe Moldova will get a result or a draw. I'm going to stick my neck out and say 0-0. Serbia, Lithuania. Oh, the Serbian team are just a disaster. They've got this literal world-beating talent, and yet they just don't do as well as they should do when they should do. And then when they're expected to do badly, they do well. They're so unpredictable. Serbia, like 3-0 winners against Lithuania, should be. Sweden, Belgium, that's tricky. So we can have a new-look Belgian team, no Hazard. Kevin De Bruyne is off colour, but still an amazing player. Sweden, transitional phase for them as well, so this is curious. Maybe like, I was going to say 1-0, but Sweden don't score many goals, do they? Maybe like 0-0 or something. I can see Sweden getting a result against Belgium at home. They're difficult to break down. Okay. Scotland, Cyprus. Scotland for the win, surely. 2-0 at home. Armenia, Turkey. Ouch. This is a bit of a controversial one as well, because the countries do not get on, but they're not, unlike Azerbaijan and Armenia, they're not formally at war. So yeah, I don't think Turkish fans will be allowed to go to the away game. I don't know what the rule is there. Anyway, they're in my group, they're in Wales's group, so I'd love a draw, but I think Turkey will win that, probably. Armenia is so up and down. They did well a couple of years ago, and therefore their seed is like quite high. It's higher than Turkey's, actually. I think they're seed 3. They're the worst possible, the lowest ranking seed 3 that we could have pulled, and then Turkey are the highest ranking seed 4 that we could have pulled. So they're literally above each other in the rankings, so they were when the draw happened. So Armenia could lose 7-0 at home. Like, they are just ridiculous. They'll either beat Germany or lose to Latvia 6-0. So Turkey for the win, I think. Belarus, Switzerland. Oh no, Switzerland will win that easily. And well, they should do. But when we played Belarus, we weren't allowed to play in Belarus, and we had to fly to this abandoned stadium in the Tatar region of Russia, which obviously wouldn't be allowed to happen now either. And the pitch was just abysmal. We did end up beating them 3-2 with a hat-trick from Mr. Bale. But yeah, I don't know where they're going to play that match, so if it's somewhere random, then Switzerland might be in trouble, but otherwise 2 or 3-0, I think. Israel, Kosovo. Israel are a decent team. Kosovo are also a decent team. Israel, however, always start strong. They're top of the group after 3 or 4 games, and then they drop off and they can't win anything. Basically, they do an Arsenal. So, and Kosovo the strongest side from that seeding that they could have pulled. So, I think Kosovo can either get a draw, but I wouldn't be shocked if Israel won it this time around, because, like I said, they come out of the gates quite well, but then they fall away towards the end. Andorra, Romania. Is Hadji back for Romania as manager? So I think he's going to breed a couple of youngsters. I really would like to see Romania to get back to the strong team that they were back in 1990. They should beat Andorra away, to be honest. 1-0, 2-0, something like that. Croatia at home to Wales. Croatia going to win. Wales are without Gareth Bale, obviously, but also, quite more importantly, Brennan Johnson picked up an injury on the weekend, so he's carrying an injury. So we're going to blood some youngsters. To be honest, I don't mind losing away in Croatia, as long as it's not 5-0 or something. If it's 2-0, I'm cool with that. Plucky performance, get a couple of the youngsters capped, and then focus on the next game, which is home. So yeah, 2-0 to Croatia, but hopefully, we look kind of decent in the match. Spain, Norway. Well, normally I'd say Spain, but I just watched a game in which Haaland scored 5. So yeah, look out, Spain, because if he scores, like I keep saying, Spain don't have a striker. So how are they going to outscore Haaland? I think Norway are going to surprise people in this group, and it's going to start here. I'm gonna. Oh my god, am I going to actually say this? It's Norway to win. Spain have got a new manager. If it's not tiki-taka, they might score, but if they do tiki-taka at home, pass the ball around, Norway are just going to score on the break with Haaland, and if he scores 2 or 3, Spain can't score that many in a match, so Norway will win. So you heard it here first. Okay, right, let's fly through these second rounds. So Denmark away to Kazakhstan, for reasons I said earlier on, Denmark to win. England, Ukraine, England to win that. They beat them fairly comfortably in the World Cup. No, was it the European Championships? I don't see any difference. Iceland to win away at Liechtenstein, but 1-0. Slovenia to win at home to San Marino. They could get 2 or 3. They got some decent players. Luxembourg. Did Luxembourg beat Portugal at some point recently? Oh, I'm misremembering. Oh, they beat Ireland, didn't they? Portugal to win that, like 2-0. Italy away to their off-the-coast neighbours in Malta. Like 4-0, maybe? Northern Ireland at home to Finland. Oh, this is crucial in their group, because I think at their peak, Northern Ireland could beat Finland. But obviously, retirement, new manager, can they do it? I hope that Northern Ireland can get a result here, but Finland are a finished side. Excuse the pun. And Northern Ireland are beginning a new journey, so I think Finland will probably get a result here, and if it's a win, then Northern Ireland's campaign is going to be a tricky one to start off, unfortunately. It's a tough one. Slovakia, Bosnia. They're kind of even, aren't they? A home advantage for Slovakia, 1-0. Wouldn't be shocked if Bosnia got more, though. Okay, and then on to Monday and Tuesday's matches. Austria, home win against Estonia, definitely 2-0. Hungary at home to Bulgaria. Hungary at home are really good. We saw them beat Germany, England, so I think that they'll beat Bulgaria here, like 2-0. Oh, wow. Ouch. Ireland home to France. Do you know what? France, when you think they're going to like walk over teams, they don't. And Ireland at home, they'll give it everything, won't they? The crowd will be behind them. I think Ireland will get a draw, maybe 1-1, something like that. Obviously, we'd expect France to win. Ireland can win, but I think a draw is more likely. And actually, I think the Irish would be quite happy with a home draw to World Cup finalists France. Moldova, Czechia to win away, easy. Ooh, neighbourship battle. Yeah, I think Serbia against Montenegro, neighbourship battle. Serbia to win 2-0 should be. Netherlands at home to Gibraltar. Oh god, that could literally be like 8-0, couldn't it? Sorry, Gibraltar. I'm going to be realistic and say 4-0, but yeah. Poland at home to Albania. Albania have got some good individuals. I think Poland will win, but it's a bit of an unknown, isn't it? Because they've got a new manager, but yeah, at home you'd think they would win. But I think it'll be close. I think it'll be like 1-0 or 2-1, something like that. Sweden should beat Azerbaijan at home. I'm going to be confident and say 2-0. Come on, Sverige. And then the last round, Georgia. Oh, wow. Now, I said Norway would beat Spain, but I think Georgia can get a result here. I mean, if Kvaradona is playing, you got Kvaradona against Haaland. I'm going to go 1-1 because Georgia can score and they're organised. Yeah, I can see them getting a good set of results. Well, that's a tough group. Norway and Georgia in Spain. Ouch. And Scotland. Oh my goodness. That is going to go down to the wire. Kosovo to beat Andorra, in my opinion. Like 2-0. Romania, Belarus. Romania to win. 1-0 maybe. It's a good opening couple of games for Romania, actually. They've got some momentum if they can get results against the smaller teams in their group. Scotland at home to Spain. You'd expect Spain to win, but Scotland at home, Hampden Park, crowd behind them. I think they can get a draw, and then all of a sudden Spain got a loss and a draw, and they're panicking. Scotland 1-1, a header in the 88th minute. Switzerland home to Israel. Israel are decent, but Switzerland at home are totally underrated. They are as good as anyone at home. I'd say they're definitely one of the top 10 European teams at the minute. So Switzerland to win that match, maybe something like 1 or 2-0. Turkey at Croatia now. They're in our group. I'm going to be watching that match very carefully. Well, I'll be watching this one, but watching the result very carefully, because obviously to get through automatically we need second place. But if Turkey win that match, we're already on the back foot, and they could, let's face it, at home. So I think it'll be a draw, because, oh God, going to Turkey and getting a result is difficult. So yeah, 1-1, which isn't good for Wales. And Wales then are all the pressures on us because Latvia are the worst team in the group. We're at home, we have to win, because if we don't, we're not already away loss to Croatia. Turkey get a result against Croatia, and then we get a stupid 0-0 draw, and we're out of the running already. And in Wales, all the doom sayers are like, oh, can't do without Bale. So yeah, need a confident win against Latvia, 2-0. No shakiness at the back. No silly penalties, and go down 1-0 to them. Yeah, 2-0 Wales. Come on. Come on, Cymru. And I think that is it. Yeah, and then June. We'll come to that later. So I'll do a results one after. So probably Wednesday of the following week. What do you think? If you enjoy the video, click like. If you have an opinion, share it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you love the channel, then if you really, really love the channel, there's info on how to be a part of my Patreon in the info box. So check that out. Okay, thanks everyone. Take care and see you soon.